Hold on a second. All right, I'll just do it this way. Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to set this up, and for some reason, it wasn't showing my camera on the main layer. So I'll just go to the studio that I have set up. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the LunchBox Comics Workshop. Now, what I plan to be doing here is working on. I'm getting close to starting production of the How the Squirrels Saved Longview graphic novel. The script is almost set for the pages, and I've been laying out pages and starting that process. So pretty soon, hopefully by the end of this week coming up, I will be working on actual pages. Um, that's always fun. Orange, how you doing tonight, buddy? Mad Mel, welcome. Martha, welcome. Michael, welcome. You guys all. So the plan is on Tuesday it'll be the Lunchbox Comics draw stream where I do fan art over at the table and actually work on paper. And for the rest of the time, though, I would like to live stream as much as I can. Um, oh, let's see here, Martha. What choices do we got? Can you do a sci-fi theme? Because I always like sci-fi stuff, like a cyberpunk kind of theme. I want to stream as much as I can the process of making How the Squirrel Saved Longview graphic novel. So tonight I am going to be working on the designs of some of the insectoids. I know Mad Mel was asking a lot about that. I have one here on paper. Um, some of the starts, and I'm going to be fleshing those out today and working on some more designs. I need to do some designs for work on strengthening designs for the squirrels, and also work on the backgrounds and stuff along those lines. So there's still some art stuff to work out that I'm going to be doing here. So the plan is Tuesday I'll keep my normal fan art stream on. Then on the other days when I'm working on this, I am going to go live. Now I'm going to try to go live the same time every night, but until I work more into a rhythm and figuring out what I want to do, we'll have to see on that one. At least 2 hours a night. I might work on it, during the day other times, but I also have off the shelf on Wednesdays, the last panel on Fridays, and I still want to make pre-recorded videos. So I'll be working around the schedule and figuring out. But whenever there's a workshop stream, we'll be working on the Squirrel book. Now the Squirrel book is going to be a full graphic novel. What I did was as I was laying out the pages, I found around 32 pages was a good break for a first issue. So I am going to get that first issue laid out, start working on the pencils and constructing the pages, and then as I'm doing that, when I'm not working here making those pages, I'll be getting the next bunch of pages done. So it'll all be an unobstructed workflow, but I will be able to release them as like issues onto Global Comix. So issue 1, 2, 3, and then the whole thing is done. I'll have it printed as a graphic novel, and that's just going to be kind of like my pace from now on. So without further ado, I am going to start. Let me get the music going for you guys, and oh man, that sucks. Hold on a second. Okay, so you off, you off, you off, you off, you off, and then turn you on, and you on, and okay, so there we go. So, damn it, hold on. Dun, dun, dun. I set up a new studio for this, but I realized I have to do more, so bear with me, folks. Okay, so done. Okay. Why does it keep doing that? Okay. There we go. So that should be working good. If the music's too loud or too low, give me a heads up in the comments. I will fix it. I'll turn it down to around 50. Guys, if you could please tell me how that is or how that sounds. If you could. Okay, check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Here this goes. I'm gonna go down a little bit lower. Try 10. Okay, cool. How's that one, Martha? Do I need to go lower? We'll try that 5. Okay, I think that works better. We'll see here. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Martha. All right. How has everyone's night been doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Orange is watching people fall into the Grand Canyon, which I'm not really too surprised that happens a lot because I can imagine. I just know how people are. Okay. So I was looking up some bugs to design these insectoids. Yeah. And I was going. I think I'm going to go with a like a praying mantis kind of style for the queen. Hey, what's up, Laps? Yeah, I am freaking exhausted today, but like I said in my short, it is a good exhausted. It is a getting lots of stuff done, work exhausted. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a kind of a praying mantis style for the queen. But I'm adding kind of some spikes. Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, very fun. I essentially have to design for the insectoids. I have to design the queen, her elites, and then I'm going to use a design. I have essentially in this insectoid world, I have the queen. Then I have her elites. Then I have a class called the Tacticians. And what the queen controls everyone through a hive mind, right? Just kind of like how bugs do. And then, oh, wow, nice. Very nice. John must have been very happy about that because he's been wanting to slaughter people. So the elites are just as they sound. They're elite, super like fighters, general types. The queen controls everyone through a hive mind. And then so I have these guys called tacticians. Tacticians are smarter insectoids, not really made for fighting, but they are kind of like the manager level or the captains, if you will. And they will control the drones, which are your basic level bug. And those guys are your foot soldiers, and they do the manual labor kind of work and along those lines. So I need to design the queen. The elites, I think I'm going to go at least 4 or 5 elites. And then I got to get the tactician and the drone design. The drones are going to look a lot like ants, but I haven't figured out what I want to do with the tacticians yet. I have one of the elites designed, and it essentially looks like a horned beetle. So I'm going to play around with that. And then the drone's going to be essentially going to look like an ant. And then I'll design some I'm going to design some bigger bugs that they're going to use for like heavy artillery. So like they'll have like a big 6-legged looking beetle thing, and that's going to be or spider looking thing with like a gun turret on the back of it, and that's going to be more of their heavy artillery. So they're kind of more of a bio type kind of deal. I don't think I'm going to give them too much in the eyes of like firearms. I think they're going to be more of like spears and stuff like that, but it's going to be kind of a technical kind of look to it. Maybe some heavy artillery, but nothing like laser guns or anything like that. So there's still lots of designing to do. I've got to do designs on the ships, the vehicles, the weapons. I got to improve the designs on the squirrels. So that's going to be what I'm going to be hard at work for this week. I don't know how much working day job I have to do, but if I'm off, I'm going to be getting this stuff ready because I really would like to get started on the pages this week. But I'm not going to start the pages until I have everything designed properly. I'm not going to do that thing where I'm designing as I go like I did with Sig and Joe. Sig and Joe, that was one of my bigger mistakes was I didn't really flesh out all the designs before I started. So I was kind of designing as I went, and that kind of held me up some. So this one I'm doing more of a proper way with. Yeah, Johnny Rico. That was such a kick-ass movie. And that graphic novel should be getting to your house tomorrow, Laps. Sweet. Yeah, I've got mandibles on some of them, but some of them I'm not going to. Yeah, this story I'm very happy with because I've got a very, very solid first issue where it starts off showing the city, and then these stray kind of feral cats attack some a duckling, the ducks in the park, and the squirrels swoop in to protect the ducks. So we get to establish right away the main character, his friends, the leader. We get some action, and then after the action of the fight with the cats and the squirrels, we're going to see our first insectoid. He's going to go around town a bit, and then he's going to send a message to the mothership. And the first issue ends where you get to see the tacticians, the army, the elites, the queen, and then at the last shot of the first issue is the ship heading towards the planet. So it's a very nice, solid first issue. We're going to get to see some dynamic between the leader and the main character, because the main character is the leader of the squirrel's son. So we're going to get to see some interaction between him and his dad to establish their characters. The main characters we get to kind of establish all in those first pages, and I'm very, very happy with how I worked that around. It was one thing with Sig and Joe that I was still learning. So there's something about when you do that first issue about establishing characters, establishing the world, and kind of showing everyone this is what the story is about. And I feel like I did a really good job of pulling that off with this first issue. And you guys will get to see it as I'm drawing it on the pages here while I'm doing these LunchBox comics workshops. So you'll get to see more of it as it unfolds. You guys are actually going to get to watch the process as it goes on. Hey, what's up, Phil? So, but yeah, I feel really happy with the first issue, the first like 32, 33 pages. Does a really good job of setting everything up, because I worked it in a 3-act structure. You meet the squirrels, and they have the fight with the feral cats. You get to meet the insectoids. Then we see the squirrel and all the other park creatures, and there's an interaction between them at this kind of big park meeting. And then the invasion happens, and then the squirrels fight back in the big finale. So it's a very, very kind of I try to kind of think of it as like a movie where I have it broken up into what's going on with the stuff. So it's like establish the squirrels, show the insectoids, kind of flesh out the squirrel world more. Invasion happens. Everyone kind of we get to see the insectoids of the full attack, and then it's the gather yourselves and fight back. So we'll get to see. I get to see all that play out. I'm thinking, um, maybe 4 issues. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it might be 4 issues long. 4 like 30-page issues long. So I'm looking at about a 120-page book, I think. We'll see how it goes as I'm working through it, because I'm trying. Me and Laps have been doing. We did issue 1 of Spider-Man Wolverine, and I've really been studying that series on how trying to craft the pages and make it so I can get more information out with less pages. And trying to not have to, because some of the problems, and I see this in Sig and Joe, is that when I'm doing an action scene, it's almost like I'm doing the layouts for an actual cartoon or movie where I'm showing like almost like what do they call those it's like the main cells in animation, key cells I believe, or something along those lines, where I think I can do, like if you look at Spider-Man and Wolverine, it is like a just a masterpiece of getting information into a page and and moving along, so you're covering a lot in very on one page, and it's done in a way that's still dynamic, exciting, and gets all of the information across. So it's one of those things I need to work on with my composition of my pages, is on trying to make it where I'm not using less pages to tell more without shorting myself and making sure that the story is still clear. Now, I'm not going to be able to do as good as Carrie Andrews does with his pages because he's got a lot more experience on it than me. But that's kind of my goal, is trying to tighten up my pages and my pacing, so that way I can have much more of a smoother run and more story tell. Oh well, thank you, Martha. I appreciate that. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always kind of I don't want to be overcritical of my own stuff, but at the same time, I want to say, okay, where can I improve on, and where can I get, and do better at, and constantly trying to get better, and looking at the greats and people that I respect, and seeing what I can learn from them. Um, Also trying to work on better dynamic paneling, better angles, better foreshadow, or what do they call it, foreshadowing with the foreground stuff. Yeah, this book is going to have a lot more detailed backgrounds, more full backgrounds than the stuff I did with like the Ninja High School submission and with Sig and Joe stuff, and then everything I learned from this, I'm going to bring into Sig and Joe 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the next graphic novel on Sig and Joe, the next arc, is going to look more filled out and more, more professional, because I'm going to be, I'm really just learning that. Yeah, it's just trying to, I wanted to, let's see here, what would be the best, like, I could show some of Carrie Andrews' pages here, and give me one sec. All right, hold on. Bum 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 bum. We'll coach you there, there, and do do. Okay, so screen share, window, share. Oh, it's not showing it. Must not let me share it. All right, well, never mind then. Yeah, but I'm working on trying to get my compositions better, but it's not going to let me show it. So I will do that later then, with more of a setup. But I do appreciate it, Martha. I've got some really cool seeds planned for that first issue too. Yeah, I'm gonna once I get the squirrel book done, I'm definitely gonna be shopping it around because it gets a lot of buzz. A lot of people like the sound of it. So we'll see. Oh, hold on one second. Let me figure this out. I think I know. I need to put this on playlist mode on, and there we go. It should play through now, so we should be good. I forgot to turn playlist mode on. So, thank you for the heads up on that, Mad Mel. Is the sound going good now, guys? Can you hear it? Okay. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, now tomorrow I'll be I'm off pretty much. I think I'm off tomorrow. I haven't heard anything. So tomorrow will be working out in the morning, and then after I work out, I'm going to be working on finishing up the script and the layout to get that finalized. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to stream again, where I'll be working on more character stuff. Hey, Art Victim, how are you? Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. I'm just starting finalizing the character designs for my next graphic novel, the Squirrels Saved Longview. It's about it takes place in the city that I'm in right now, the city where I grew up in, and we have a park, and the park has a lot of squirrels in it. So the insectoid alien invasion lands into the park and makes it their base, and then the squirrels fight them off. It's like 300 Independence Day meets like Redwall. Yeah. Yeah, I did a Squirrel Bridge picture, and then I did the 17-page one-shot, which was only kind of made as a joke because I wanted to have something for this squirrel festival I wanted to get a table at that we have here in town. So I made the 17-page one-shot, and it's had so much, like, people loved it so much, and I sold so many copies of the 17-page one. I was like, well, let's do a full book on it. Let's do a full story, like a graphic novel kind of deal. And this here is the design for the queen. That's right. All you Scientology plants.
Neon lights sound like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching hue. The world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back.
Yeah, pretty much, Martha. I'm making this up as I go.
Falling through the circuits of cold extreme. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream. We're just pixels in the grand machine.
The final boss, the Queen.
Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park. Chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hum, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a clenching hue. The world's a wire, and we're the fuse, burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat, feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hum, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Falling through the circuits, a coded stream. Reality shatters like a broken dream.
I can't help but smile because I'm absolutely loving how this is turning out.
We're just pixels in the grand machine.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of the squirrel designs too, because the squirrels are going to be real badass warrior types. So are the elite insectoids too. It's going to be some cool battles. Got to design this scout squirrel that I'm gonna. He's gonna be Crow, and he actually rides a crow. And has fireflies that he uses for signals that he's trained. So he'll tell them to go into the air to do a signal, and they'll fly up and they'll like fly in a circle, and it'll alert the other squirrels where there's trouble. I've got another squirrel named Runt, and he's a big squirrel himself, and he's got two battle axes, but they're essentially like razor blades stuck into like these wooden handles, and he wields them around like two mid-size axes that he can throw and stuff along those lines. The main squirrel, the main character, he has two pocket knife blades that they've essentially taken out of the pocket knife handle part and then wrapped up the tang, or I think it's called the tang on the knife, and then so he uses those as like two mid-sized swords. Their other friend Talk, he's more of a technical type, but he has a bow and arrow, and he uses a lot of archery. The leader, who has a eye patch, he uses primarily a spear, and he's a real badass. He flies on the back of a bald eagle, because at the park where this takes place, at the real park, there's a family of nested bald eagles at the park itself. So I thought about incorporating them, where he flies on this big old huge bald eagle, while the other ones fly on ducks, and then the one that's I modeled after Guts from Berserk, he rides in the back of a goose, so that's going to be real cool. And I'm going to try to draw the goose as if I would draw the way it moves and the positioning like a dragon with the big long neck, except it's going to be a goose. And I'm going to work on like the more armor and gear for the ducks and the goose, and then also flesh out the squirrels' costumes a bit more to give them more personality. And then there's also going to be turtles, field mice, nutria, and raccoons. And then some of the squirrels are going to ride dogs. Just all sorts of stuff. Yeah, what happens in the story is that the insectoid mothership lands in the middle of the park. Oh, have a good night, Mel. And it breaks into the three parts. The main part hits in the middle of the park, and the other two parts go off to the north and south of the park, in the park area. And then it forms a protective shield around the park, and only the insectoids can leave and enter. So the squirrels and the animals of the park get trapped inside there with these insectoid army. Now the insectoids launch a gas over the whole town, and the town all falls asleep. The insectoid plan is to go through and collect all the humans, attach a device to the back of their necks, and it allows them to control them like puppets. So they're essentially going to enslave the people of Longview and turn them into an army. So when the aliens come down, the shield hits, and then they attack. The squirrels are kind of have to band together with the other animals, and they're going to have to attack the main ship in order to shut off the force field so that the squirrels that live outside of the park and the other animals, the other clans, if you will, we can come in and have a full-on battle. So then there will be one human that they use as a test subject that will have the device on that you'll actually have in the fight. So while these insectoids and squirrels are fighting, you have an insectoid-controlled human, almost like a kaiju, fighting in the middle of the fight. So like kind of like Attack on Titan kind of scale. You have these squirrels and insectoids fighting, and then there's just this big human coming through, controlled by one of the insectoids. Now, after the squirrels, spoiler, the squirrels win, all the insectoids flee, all of the technology kind of just, it has like a self-destruct, like a disintegration, it disintegrates. And then the people of Longview just wake up and they have no idea what happened. All of the evidence of what happened is gone, except for the one guy who had the device on him. He was able to see everything. So this one poor dude knows like everything that happened. He watched these, he like fought a squirrel army with raccoons and shit while being controlled by insectoids. And the whole town's just gonna think he's crazy. So like this whole thing is gonna pass through in like one night. And then when the town wakes up, they're just gonna be kind of like, okay, that was kind of weird. But there's gonna be no evidence of what happened. So it's like this whole thing happens and only one poor dude is gonna know exactly what happened in real life and no one's gonna believe him. So I tried, because I was like, okay, so how do we figure out, how do we make this work where the humans don't know about it, the army doesn't get called in? So essentially the insectoids just will put everyone to sleep, and then they're going to be going out to collect humans in order to put these devices on them. And then once they defeat the queen, you know, just like with a beehive or an ant hive, you know, they'll collect either the egg that has the new queen, or they'll protect the queen and flee if she's threatened. In this one, when she dies, the rest of them are just going to take off what's left, and then their technology will disintegrate, because that's kind of like a fail safe. You know, like in the army, if you left behind equipment, you're supposed to blow it up so the enemy can't get a hold of it. So I was thinking, so what happens if these insectoids, when they do an emergency retreat, they hit a button and any kind of technology they have just kind of dissolves into dust, floats, you know, dust just disappears. So then that way, when all the humans of Longview wake up, there's just gonna be no evidence of anything. Just this crazy dude at the park who is talking about warrior squirrels and aliens and shit. So, that's kind of the fun part of it too. And yeah, pretty much orange. It's like everything's gonna be kind of like a biotech. So as soon as she dies, it's like everything just kind of dissolves and goes away, kind of deal. And then of course maybe like one group, one tactician and maybe an elite leave with a queen larva, so that way I can kind of leave the door open for like a to be continued, maybe for another one if I wanted to. But yeah, essentially when the queen dies, the army just won't function, the hive won't function, and everything just goes away. Because in the original 17-page story, I just had this old man explain to his grandson why the town, why Longview obsesses over squirrels so much. And at the end of it, one of the squirrels like salutes the old man. So I kind of was like, okay, well, how about we just have one human is the only one that actually knows what happened. It's like, okay, well, how does he know? Well, I thought, well, it'd be cool. Like, what's the purpose of the insectoids attacking a town? Well, they want to turn all the large humans into essentially walking mechs for them, like biological mechs. So that's why they put the devices on. And then I was like, okay, well then when they flee, let's just have everything kind of like Orange said, everything's biotech, so it just kind of dissolves in a failsafe as soon as the queen is gone, and everyone kind of disbands. And then when the humans wake up, it's just like they just had a really good sleep, and everyone's just kind of like, okay, cool, let's on to the next day. But yeah, I gotta go get pictures of some landmarks around town. Like the bridge that goes across to Oregon over the Columbia River. I'm gonna get a picture of that. I got to get a picture of the famous old hotel in town, the bowling alley, some other spots around town, so I can actually draw those into the comic. I've already got a bunch of photographs of the park on my phone, so I got to go around and get some more photographs and get specific areas where certain parts of the story is going to take place. Yeah, there we are. There's the queen. I am really happy with how this turned out. That looks fucking sick. If I don't say so myself. Yeah, I am very, very happy with that. Oh, how long have I been on here? Okay. Thank you, Martha. Oh. Do I want to start another one or do I want to go to bed? Oh. Yeah, you know what? I am super tired. So I think I'm going to go to bed, get done here, and go to bed early. And then tomorrow I'll go live, but I think I'll go live earlier, probably around like 6 or 7. I'll post tomorrow what time I'm going to go live. It'll be no later than 8 o'clock my time, but I might go live earlier and do some more designs, because I got designs over here for more insectoids. So but yeah, I'm super happy with how this design turned out for the queen. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Orange, Martha, Art Victim, Phil, Laps, Mel, everyone who stopped by. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I love having you guys around. And I love you guys, the comments and the support. I will be on again, like I said, tomorrow. Probably the earliest would be 6 o'clock my time, latest 8. I'll shoot for 6, but we'll see how it goes, and how I'm feeling. And yeah, I'm going to go leave here and might watch a little bit TV, but I'm pretty much going to go to bed pretty soon. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful night. I will see you on here again, and we'll get this squirrel book going. But until next time, my friends, stay safe, be good, and God bless.